Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you from the Thomas McCool studio on the expansive first floor of the Winners and Whiners Sports and Entertainment Complex to bring you today's Deep-3. As always, if you would be so kind, if you dig what we're doing, we appreciate it if you give us a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, you should join 6,700 of your closest friends and get yourself subscribed to our YouTube channel. We appreciate the effort on both of those things. And most importantly, let us know what you're playing today, man. What are you on? You got a little cooked up, got a little basketball cooked up there from the NBA. You got a lot of college games happening. Of course, there's always hockey and there's soccer, tennis from across the pond, whatever it is. Let us know. Give us your best 5 plays. You get them right, we'll give you the shout out. You get enough of them right, just like Thomas McCool, who went 4-0 yesterday for plus 400 on his plays. You could be the capper of the day, all right? And, of course, don't forget to check out winnersandwhiners.com and statsalt.com. Deep dives into every game going on in America every single day for all of your handicapping needs. winnersandwhiners.com. All right, so taking a look at yesterday's action. Hey, we won one. In fact, we had a pretty darn good day as we went 3-0 on the day. We hit New Orleans on the team total over. We hit Michael Thomas over 100 and whatever he ended up getting it at. We had it capped at I think we took it at 103.5, but it went up to I think 106. Didn't matter. He had his usual game. Those two, Breeze and Thomas, watching them work together is like watching a fine ballet. It really is very cool to watch them. And we had Murray State in a revenge spot. No, not a revenge spot for Murray State, but a revenge spot for me, as they went down there and curb stomped Kennesaw State. Take that, Kennesaw State. You are nothing in my eyes. So 3-0 we go there. Of course, we had to sacrifice somewhere, and that somewhere was the premium side as we went 0-2. We had the Indianapolis-New Orleans full game over, and we had the Milwaukee Bucks to continue their streak and cover the number against a depleted Dallas squad that hit the floor without Luka Doncic, probably one of the best 5 players in the NBA right now. So he was sitting on the bench. Didn't matter. Seth Curry went and put up 26 of his own. And, if you guys watched that Monday night game, which I'm sure you did, just a dreadful effort by Indianapolis, as they didn't really do much until putting up a late touchdown there. Not enough. We figured them. If you saw my standalone video, I actually liked the Colts in the spot. There were some good trends with the Colts. I thought they would have some success against the defensive back and against the defensive backs for the Saints. And as it turned out, Ty Hilton came back. Ty Hilton, that's what my friends call him. T.Y. Hilton came back. None of that made a difference. Brissett, when he had open receivers, for the most part, was pretty awful. So 0-2 we go on the premium side. We're going to rally there. 3-0 we go on the Deep 3. We're going to keep that going. Still 60% on the day. So let's see if we can keep a little bit of momentum rocking here, shall we? We're going to start off. I wanted to recap, first of all, Nick Rampero put up a capper of the day, play of the day, a little early evening action for you guys on the West Coast, East Coast there, late afternoon if you're on the West Coast. It was a 6 p.m. Central start, and he had the UC Irvine Anteaters as they were underdogs there, and actually against Kent State, and actually ended up winning outright. Had a huge lead early and still ended up hanging on. Fine bet right there. I actually, not going to lie, I got myself down on that as well. When I was doing the shout-outs, I saw that. I said, you know what? Nick Rampero, pretty fine handicapper. If somebody's going to give me a tip like that, the least I could do is play it. And, we got a little sprinkle on there. Made a little bit of money. So, Nick, appreciate it. Hope everybody else was able to get in on that as well. So, with that being said, let's take a look and see what we got here for these action for today. We're going to start off with a little blast from the past as the University of Maryland at Baltimore County Retrievers try to retrieve some of that magic that they had in the NCAA tournament a couple years back as they visit our nation's capital. They're playing in the big place as they take on Georgetown Hoyas. Hoyas, 17.5-point favorite as of this recording. And, Georgetown parted ways with last year's freshman of the year and their leading scorer, as well as a valuable piece of their rotation. They got rid of them in the first week in December. All they've done since then is go 3-0, including 2 big road wins against Oklahoma State and SMU, as well as a 10-point home victory against the Syracuse Orange. Now, UMBC, they have just 3 guys left on their squad from that 17-18 team that stunned Virginia in the tournament. But most importantly, they're without their leading scorer, a little 5'2" cat that really makes things happen. Like Meatloaf. That kid really makes things happen out there. I mean, that's Phil Rizzuto, but for the Meatloaf song. Anyway, sorry guys, I'm back now. The Terriers, they've struggled to score at times since he's been out. They put up just 61 versus American. They put up 60 against St. Francis of Pennsylvania, of course. That, my friends, is not going to do it there in G-Town against G-Town. I like Georgetown. I like what they're doing here. Give me the Hoyas in a big way, minus a 17.5 over UMBC. All right. And we're going to take a look as Oral Roberts, the fighting 40-foot Jesuses, takes a trip to the city of the Big Shoulders and takes on Chicago State. The Cougars, actually. Chicago State, 16.5-point home underdog here. You know what, guys? I think we're still getting a little value on the old Cougs. The Golden Eagles, they faced a couple of pretty good teams in Creighton and Wichita State, but the rest of their schedule has been pretty 10-ply. That's soft for you non-Letterkenny fans. They're definitely a better team than Chicago State. Don't make no mistake there, but I just don't think they go on the road and beat very many teams by 17 points, and I don't think Chicago State's on that list. I think the Cougars hang in there, and I think they get the cover. Give me Chicago State plus 16.5. And we're going to take another little road favorite here as the Toledo Rockets come to my hometown to take on the UMKC Fighting Kangaroos. This will be back on the Roos home court, but it seats about 1,200 people, and it's going to be a little bit different than the Sprint Center where they played last weekend against KU. We're going to fade this Roos team again. They are starting to round into mid-season form, which is generally very bad. This is a bad team that I think they've been D1 now about 20 years. I think they have only been to their conference finals twice, let alone the NCAA tournament. They have never been to the big dance. The Rockets, they are not great, but we don't need them to be great. We just need them to be 8 points better than UMKC. I don't think that's too much of an ask from this mid-major program. Give me the Toledo Rockets minus 7.5 over the UMKC Kangaroos. And we're going to take a home team, Chicago State plus 16.5 against Oral Roberts. And another home team, the Georgia Hoyas, laying that 17 and a hook against UMBC Retrievers. At the end of those 3, you guys can join me. We'll do the cagey thing there and have a couple of basketball wins. How about 3-0 once again? Feast or famine, everybody. I'm feeling it. How about it? At the end of those 3, though, you guys can join me. We'll grab our winning tickets, and we will head back to the window. All right, everybody, let's take a quick look to see how the shout-outs went for everybody. By the way, this is the part where I always tell you, if you would like to get down on the premium service, we'd love to have you. We'll put the link there in the description of the video. We're currently running, what are we for the month? We're 200. I think we're 15 and 17 for the month. We were 500 going into last night and lost both of those. We are still running 55.1% on our combined football record and premium picks. So if you're wanting to get signed up just in time for bowl season, we would be happy to have you. All right. So with that being said, let's take a look at the shout-outs. You guys know how it works. If you put some verbiage up there, I'll generally put it down and comment it, and then we'll talk about the records real quick. The Confused Oracle, my God, this guy, he is my eternal champion, my eternal optimist, and today it paid off for him. He said the winning streak starts today. He said his 49ers were atrocious yesterday. Could easily have gone 14-0. All the losses were last second, and that was the most painful one. Yeah, they showed the little montage there of the last play losses for the Niners. Yikes. Pat Riley once said complacency is the last hurdle standing between any team and its potential greatness. So true. I would have thought Pat Riley said perfect hair was the last hurdle standing between any team and potential greatness, but I would have been wrong. And so, yeah, he had he said you thought you had some bad beats. He had the San Francisco Atlanta under 47. It looked great until the last 2 seconds when they scored. Yeah, they scored 14 points in 2 seconds to take that one over. And he said, just to clarify, Drew Lock, the next Joe Montana, got rattled yesterday because he was playing in front of his family and friends. Dude. Patrick Mahomes is the next Dan Marino, will never win a ring. So this one-trick pony will have great stats with 0 rings. Greatness is measured by the rings you win in the NFL, not the stats you put up, unlike baseball. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think that I think Drew Brees is pretty much recognized for what he's done. 1 ring, Peyton Manning, 2 rings, okay. But I get what you're saying. I kind of agree. I agree with part of that. I disagree with other parts of it. Kansas City is notorious for having one side of the ball or the other be very good and the other one suck. So if they, if they have a fantastic offense and don't get to the Super Bowl, which certainly looks like this is not going to be their year, I don't know how you blame Mahomes. I wish you luck on Drew Lock. I really do. He's got a lot of skills. He's got a lot of arm talent. They've worked with him on his throwing motion. I can tell. So maybe you got something on your hands there. I hope so. Now talk about the rest of your team. Steve Godon said it happens to the best. He's tailing the Deep-3 tonight. Very good, Steve. Outstanding. Hope you really followed through with that. And we knew it was going to turn around, and it did. Mark Desaad said, I'm afraid Breeze might try and dink and dunk versus this defense. Jeez. Says any versus any defense, he's been doing that. Probably watch and see if there's any decent in-game betting lines. But when you're streaming games via Roku, you're getting a view that is a minute old. So good luck whatever you play. Mark, you're absolutely right. And I talked about it in the comment section there. I've got PlayStation View, or I use the ESPN app on my TV. Either way, you're running almost like a minute behind, and it is brutal for in-game betting because you've not only got to bet on what's going on, but you've got to bet on what you anticipate is going on without seeing what that next play is. And it definitely takes some of the ability out of it, and definitely causes some good numbers betting live. So that's a great point. Bobby Arm says, I got a case of losinitis. Yeah, but the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees to Michael Thomas was the antidote. Dave Covers says, that's a funny story. I was watching today's video. My 1-year-old daughter walked up to me and said, turkey? I was dying laughing. Sorry, but very funny. Dude, I appreciate it. I can appreciate a good joke, even if I am the butt of that joke. Said, time to tail. Tailing on the Saints over 27.5 LFG. Absolutely, Dave. Very well done. And, I remember this. Those 1-year-olds, they're pretty darn cute. They really are. Had a few of those in my day. So, very cool. And very cool. I'll try to watch the language, brother. I'll try to watch the language in case you got your 1-year-old sitting in to watch Turkey Boy. Daniel Ruan said, been on those player props lately, and sometimes you find good value. I agree, Daniel. Problem with me doing the videos the night before, a lot of times those player props aren't up yet. And the other problem is I just don't have the time to go that deep diving into every game. I wish I did, because there is always good value in some of those props. You just got to, as Aardvark would say, you just got to sniff them out. Bronco Devil said, if you keep losing, we'll all eventually meet at the Scott Steed Gamblers Anonymous Convention. GambleCon 2020. Well, hopefully it would be 2020, but so the Saints are up to 28. Thomas is up to 106. Others are too high also, but I hate to play unders. I think the Saints will go ahead. Murray gets some carries. I'm on Murray over 29.5. Oh, Bronco. 29 for Murray. I'm sure you probably already knew that. That was brutal. He said he's on Murray over 29.5 like Newman on a bowl of jambalaya. Newman. Mikey Butler said, hope we get hot. Bless the chat. Thanks, Mike. And then he said, he came back in another comment and said, damn, Scott, I'm not going to lie. 0-9. Damn, we have to do better as a team. You're right, Mike. The team has been bad lately as the head coach here. I'm glad we were able to turn it around. Hope you got on some of those plays. Nick Rapero, he talked about the COD POD. Very nicely done, my friend. Yeah, that was +2 on that at +100. Well done. The astute Aardvark said, holy shite, Scott, 0-9. At least it's for the free grub grabbers. Premium's been okay. Yeah, of course, we turned that around today in the bad way. Said, I kid you not, I went 0-17 before I took a hiatus from baseball this summer. Life best. of my worst. Once I got to roughly 9 and 10, I started trying it all. Once it lost 9 or 10, the stanza, no research, dart throw, spinach, maybe throwing spinach. Fuck, I don't know. Yeah, dude, you start thinking. If it wouldn't have been the Monday Night Football show where we get like extra views and stuff, the next day if we wiped out last night, I was gonna flip a coin. I was just gonna flip a coin 3 times, pick out 3 random games and go, here you go. But it didn't come to that. Ryder, he said, this is my favorite sniff in a couple days. Not done for today yet, but yeah. He said he may even get double or triple sniff, which is rare for the art of art. Ryder, got too close. And Jimmy Jack wanted to say something here. He said, to clarify, we've been talking about the troops and the corporate stuff, and he said, 1,000% support our troops who signed up for a noble job. Here. So I don't support what our country / corporate Congress decides to do with them. Remember when Vietnam invaded us? Yeah, dude, I don't want to go off on this rant. I'm probably closer to libertarian than anything else. I'm definitely not a big fan of having U.S. military stationed at over 100 countries. I think that's ridiculous. I live about 60 miles from where they keep the B-2B bombers, and I know those things can be just about anywhere in the world within 18 hours with in-air refueling and everything. I don't see a need to keep that kind of presence in other countries. It said 9/11 had 19 Saudis hijack our planes and we went elsewhere. Yeah, agreed. Sorry I brought up wrong content, but let's be real. Our military serves the highest bid here, and I won't do it again. You know what? All good points. Again, good for another forum. But I appreciate you stretching out there, Jimmy Jack, on your feelings. I would guess that probably aren't a lot of people that disagree with that right now. We certainly have the best fighting force ever assembled, with the best trained, the best equipped soldiers in the history of mankind. And sometimes I'm really not sure what they're doing. So, all right, enough said. We're gonna put a bow on that, and we're gonna move on to speaking of putting a bow on it. How about Carrot? Carrot said, in the words of Eric Clapton, "Nobody loves you when you're down and out." Well, in the words of John Waite and the Babies, I'm back on my feet again. And then Carrot, last thing he said was Operation 5K takedown engaged. Well, dude, I hope that goes well for you. Hope you're able to take down that 5K. Righty. So, with that being said, let's take a look at today's perfect attendance. We're going to call a roll. Steve Godon. Steve, I lied. Steve, you actually were on me, and I forgot to put you down for that, to give you your credit. So, you were one of our Posicappers for today because you tailed me. How about that? Daniel Ruan, had perfect attendance. Bronco Devil, the astute Aardvark, True Grit, 2411. A couple of guys got Juice, the confused Oracle, and Mikey Butler, along with Nick Rampero. And our Erders out there today, it was a short list. Steve Godon, the Mad Carrot, goes 3-2 plus 50. Miguel down there in NOLA, he goes 3-2 plus 200. But, you know him, you love him. Get the hammer out, everybody. Going 4-1 at plus 290. It is Hammer and Hank Henry. Well done, my friend. He goes 4-1 on the straight plays, plus 290. Outstanding work, sir. Hammer and Hank, you, my friend, are our capper of the day. Hank, if you got to play for Hump Day, make sure you put that out there, and we'll get it to the masses. Make sure everybody's on that. With that being said, all right, guys, time to bear down. Football's over for the week. We just got 2 more weeks left, but first we got a couple basketball games. Before we fire it up, we're going to get going with bowl games on Friday. I'm excited. Get excited. Let's start with some basketball wins here, all right? But no matter what happens, we'll be back here tomorrow. We'll do what we do. We'll bitch about our bad beats. We'll talk about Jacoby Brissett and how much he still sucks. And some of you out there, maybe me too, will count our fat stacks. And then it's going to be Wednesday. We're going to jump in there. We're going to fire it up. We're going to do it all over again, all right? You guys take care. Good luck on all of your plays. And I'll see y'all back at the window. Bye-bye.